Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chapter 23, Algebraic Fractions. Simplifying fraction. This is our today's topic of exercise 23a. So let's see first of all what are our main objectives: to simplify algebraic fractions, to understand what is the common factor and how to use that common factor to simplify fractions. First of all, if you know that what is an algebraic expression. An algebraic expression has variables, it has constants, it has addition and subtraction, multiplication, division, symbols, right? Okay, when we talk about the algebraic fractions, it means it is a fraction that has constants, that has variables, and it looks like a fraction, right? It has a denominator, it has a numerator. So this one is called the numerator, this one is called the denominator. And today in this exercise we are going to learn that how can we simplify an algebraic fraction. Okay, if you remember that when we did chapter 1 and like in other chapters, like how can we simplify common fractions. Let's say if you have a fraction 15 over 35 and you want to simplify it. Now there are two ways to simplify the same fraction. Either you can break this 15 into factors. What are the factors of 15? It's 5 times 3. And then you can also break the denominator into factors. So the factors of 35 are 5 times 7. Now clearly you can cancel this 5 with this 5, and the 3 over 7 is the simplest form of this fraction. The other way is you can write 15 over 35 and think about the common divisor. Like what is the number that can divide both 15 and 35? What is the greatest common factor, right? So the greatest common factor or the greatest common divisor is 5. So you can divide the numerator by 5 and you can divide the denominator by 5, and finally what will you get? 15 divided by 5 is 3 and 35 divided by 5 is 7. The same answer. And here's another example. Like if you want to simplify 24 over 32. By the way, 24 over 32, some girls or students, they simplify it, let's say, because they see that it's both of them are even numbers, so they start simplifying it with the multiplication table of 2. Yes, you can do it with 2. But if you will do it with 2, then you have to divide it again to get the simplest form. Like this one will give you 12 out of 60. Again, we have even numbers in the numerator and denominator, so I have to simplify it again, right? Rather than think in a way that what is the greatest common factor of 24 and 32? The greatest common factor of 24 and 32 is 8, right? So directly simplify it or divide the numerator by 8, or you can say cancel out the numerator and denominator by the multiplication table of 8. So 8 times 3 and 8 times 4. So you can get the answer. So this is the indirect way and this is the direct way. Okay. When we are dealing with the algebraic fractions, it's better to break them into simpler factors. For example, if it's 2xy, you can write it as 2 times x times y. And in the denominator we have 6xy, so we can write 6 times y. Now this y can be cancelled with this y, and 2 and 6, they are in their common factor is 2, so you will divide 2 by 2 and it will give you 1, and you will divide 6 by 2, it will give you 3, right? So the final answer will be x, it will be in the numerator and 3 will be in the denominator. So this is the simplest form of this fraction. Let me give you one more example. For example, here we have 2a divided by a squared b, right? Now 2a, how can we break it into factors? It's 2 times a, right? 2 times a. And when I go when I see what is in the denominator, it's a squared b. How can I break a squared b? I can write a times b. It means that there are 3 factors for this a squared b, a and b. Now let's see what can we cancel out. We can cancel this a with this a. What is left in the numerator? Only 2 is left in the numerator. What is left in the denominator? It's a and b. Okay, let's start the questions from the book. Here are the questions. Okay, there is another easy way, by the way, if you want to do it in that way. Let's say directly, no need to write them separately like 2 times a times b. Simply you can see how, okay, I will solve it in both ways. So this is how you will break it, right? You will write each factor separately. Now check which factors can be simplified with each other. So we can cancel this b with this b, and here 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 times 2 is 4. It means I'm dividing both 2 and 4 by 2. Finally, my answer will be, see what is in the left in the numerator. So it's a times 1 is a, and what is left in the denominator? 2 times c, that will be 2c. Okay, now let's say if I want to do it directly, I will write 2ab over 4bc. I know that all of them are being multiplied with each other. These are the 3 factors in the numerator and 3 factors you can say in the denominator. This factor b can be cancelled here with b. 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 times 2 is 4. I mean, no need to put this multiplication signs between them. And how do we simplify? We simplify the numbers with the numbers and the same letters with the same letters. Like a can be simplified only with a, b's can be simplified with b's. Clear? Okay, for example, I will do question number 8 in front of you without breaking it into factors. Look at this. This p in the numerator and p in the denominator, they can cancel each other. And 3 and 6, they can be simplified they can be divided, both of them can be divided by 3. So 3 times 1 is 3 and 3 times 2 is 6. So finally our answer will be 2 only left in the numerator and q is left in the denominator. And if you want to do it in detail, you will write 6 times q, and then in the denominator you will write 3 times p times q. Okay, here sorry, this one is p. Okay, so p will cancel p, right? This p and p, they will cancel each other, and then 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, and finally your answer will be 2 over q. Clear? Okay, here now look at this. 5 and 10, they can be simplified together. So 5 times 1 is, let me choose another color. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10. What about p squared and p? Now this is, you have p and another p over here in the numerator, but in the denominator you have only one p. So it means this p will cancel this one and one of the p will be left here. So what will be in the numerator? P and q in the numerator and 2 in the denominator. Do you understand? Like we have to simplify the numbers with the numbers, same letter, like p can be simplified with p, q can be simplified with q, right? And simply we have to check the powers. Here p squared means p times p. Okay, for the students who think that still it's difficult for them to simplify like this, okay, they can do this way. Like they can break it into factors. 5 times p times p times q. This is how you will break the numerator. And look at the denominator, it's 10 times p. Now what will happen? This 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, and this p is going to cancel this factor. So what is left in the numerator? pq is left in the numerator and 2 is left in the denominator. Okay, now here we have some more questions to solve. Better pause the video here and solve these 3 questions on your own. So here are all the 3 answers. Let me tell you one thing. You know, this is the way that the beginners, you can say the ones who just started to learn how to simplify the algebraic fractions, they do it in this way. But you know, the smart students, when they get the idea how to solve it, how to simplify it, they simplify it directly over here. For example, if it's 3pq over 6p, so no need to write it like this one. Directly what you can think, like this, 3 times 1 is 3 and 3 times 2 is 6. P is going to cancel p, and what will be left? Q over 2 will be left. Similarly, here in this question number 17, if you want to do like the smart students, what do the smart students do? They simply see that what are the similar, now k, and there is no k in the numerator. So for sure the k cannot be cancelled with any of the variable in the numerator. But if I look at the other variables, m squared and m, so here I have the greater power of m and here the smaller power of m. So this means here I have only one m, and here I have like m times m. So one of the m will be cancelled and only one m will be left here. When I look at the n, so n and n can be cancelled with each other. So what is the answer left? M over k. So this is how the smart students do. They understand the idea and they like to do it in this way. You can say this is the direct way. Or the students who still think that they do not want to be confused, they want to do it in detail, so they do it in this way, that they break each numerator into smaller factors and also the denominator, and then they cancel out the variables or the constants with the constants. So this is how you are going to simplify the algebraic fractions. This was like the first exercise, so I will make another video for the second exercise. Hope you understand it.